Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Monday Music with Jeremy. Before I forget, we want to make sure that everybody knows that we're doing communion on the first and the third Sundays now. The drive-through communion that we did 2 Sundays ago went very well, so it'll be the first and third Sundays at a different time. It'll be at 1 p.m. Now, so this coming Sunday at 1 p.m. we'll have communion outside just like we did before. And watch your email for the logistics. It'll be pretty much the same process. If you need a reminder, that'll come out, I believe, on Friday. Is when that email will come out. For music for you this evening, I was going through trying to find some new pieces that I haven't done, and I've enjoyed kind of digging into my collection and seeing new stuff that I haven't done in forever. And I found a collection of trumpet tunes, and so I have a few of those that I'd like to play for you. 1 or 2 of them I think I've done in worship before, but the rest are all new. And the first one is by Anthony Germanico, and it's just called Trumpet Tune. So just a nice short trumpet tune by Anthony Germanico. I have another one here by Mary McDonald, and the title is Crown Him Lord of All, and it incorporates a few different hymn tunes in it that you'll recognize. You'll hear some snippets of Crown Him with Many Crowns. You'll hear some snippets of All Hail the Power of Jesus' Name. A few different things that she just kind of quotes every now and then. So this is Crown Him Lord of All by Mary McDonald. was Mary McDonald's Crown Him Lord of All. And before we go on with another trumpet tune that we have, I want to switch moods here a little bit. And play some arrangements of Taizé music that I have by Anne Krentz organ. The first one is one that I typically do at Advent. It's called Magnificat. It's based on the Taizé chant Magnificat. And the second one is one that I typically do on a communion Sunday called Eat This Bread, and it incorporates the Taizé chant Eat This Bread with also the traditional hymn Let Us Break Bread Together. And so the first one is Magnificat, arranged by Anne Krentz organ. So that was two selections of some Taizé music, both of them set by Anne Krantz organ. Magnificat, Mary's song, and then also Eat This Bread, which incorporated Let Us Break Bread Together. Very nice settings. So we have an arrangement. I haven't been using the chimes very often on the organ. I noticed it's been a while. Typically, I would use them towards the end of communion. I like to bring them in, these guys. So they're actually digital. That was part of our upgrade when we turned the instrument into a hybrid. There's a speaker inside there. We don't have the physical chimes. And I haven't used them in a while, so I wanted to pull out a piece that does use them. It's an arrangement of Softly and Tenderly Jesus is Calling. And it's written for organ and either hand chimes, or you could, if you don't have hand chimes, you could have somebody ring a hand bell, because there's just one note that you'll hear played on the chimes. But it's a very pretty arrangement of Softly and Tenderly Jesus is Calling by Robert Hobby. So a nice fun piece that uses the chimes, and I call them hand chimes, or they're not hand chimes, they're just chimes. They're the ones that are usually mounted on the wall, but ours are digital. I also have, before we get back to our trumpet tunes, I have an aria by Emma Ludimer, and it uses a solo stop. So there's different kinds of reeds on the organ. We'll take a quick lesson here. So there's the oboe. So one of the softer reeds, we have a trumpet. it's a bigger reed, and trumpets themselves are not part of the reed family; they're part of the brass family. But on the organ, there's physically a reed inside the pipe that we use for trumpet, so that's why it's considered a reed. In the pedal, we have a different kind of trumpet. That's actually one of our digital trumpets. We have a bassoon. That's our nice big 16-foot low reed. And then we also have the festival trumpet, which that's the really big, that's a digital one as well. So this one is going to feature the oboe. Just a nice, soft, lyrical, accompanied by some flutes and strings. It is called Aria by Emma Ludiner. So that's one of my favorite arias to play. It's by Emma Ludiner, who's a living composer. She's out in California, living out there, still composing. This one was written back in 2002. I played some of her music when I was at Susquehanna on a recital I did. She's got a really interesting set of hymn tunes I'll have to pull out and play for you. And so it says, her dedication for this says, Aria, written on St. Valentine's Day, is a tonal piece that should be played calmly but with expression. The solo stop could be a warm crumhorn, clarinet, or oboe, or other stop of the organist's choosing. And so we used the oboe that we have. And the clarinet is a very similar sound, a little bit richer than the oboe is on the organ. So that's Emma Ludiner's aria. And finally, going back to our trumpet tunes, I have one by Fenton Grodin, and it's titled Trumpet Tune in the Lydian Mode. Lydian, Lydian. And there's different modes. I wanted to talk just a minute about them. We know the common ones, major and minor. So major versus, well, here we can do a little louder. Oh, that's why. So major. Why is that not doing what I want it to do? Oh, I'm still on the right channel. There we go. So or minor. We know those two. And they are derived by using all the white notes. When you use all the white notes from the key of C to the key of C, you get a major scale. When you use all the white notes but go from A to A, you get a minor scale. And so you can do, that's from C to C and from A to A, but if you were to go from D to D, or from E to E, so each of them is a little different depending on the way the half steps are aligned, when you're only using the white notes, that is. So the two common ones that we know are major and minor, and there's one for each key, so there's A, B, C, D, E, F, G. There's 7 different modes. Lydian, and I should have looked this up before because I don't remember now that I'm thinking about it, which key to key. I'll try and look that up and maybe comment in the video here. Lydian mode is one of those, and so it won't sound major, it won't sound minor, it's not familiar to our ear. Some of the other mode names are Phrygian, Mixolydian, I can't remember all of them. There's a sentence. I'll look it up and comment on the video as it's airing tonight. But this is the Lydian mode. It's a really fun piece. It was a new one that I found, Trumpet Tune in the Lydian Mode by Fenton Grodin. And you'll be able to hear what I mean with the different sound that it has. This time with the trumpet open. One more time. trumpet tune in a Lydian mode by Fenton Grodin. And as I said, the tonal sound, it doesn't sound major, it doesn't sound minor. And different cultures over the ages have embraced different tunes. Our Western ears hear major and minor really well. And so you might hear something that reminds you of a different culture from history in the way these modes work. And at the end, it sounded, you could hear D major. I'll play it again real quick. This is the last few measures. So Fenton travels back into the major mode at the end for our ears to hear a nice finished full piece. And it ends in D major, which makes me think that the Lydian mode is from D to D. But I'll look it up, and by the time this is airing, I will correct myself in the comments. I hope you enjoyed this evening. We had some different trumpet tunes, some Taizé music. We brought the orchestral chimes back. It's been a while since I've used those, just because I usually use them during communion, and we haven't been able to gather for communion. But as a reminder, first and third Sundays we will be having communion. It'll be at 1 o'clock, so this Sunday at 1 o'clock here in the parking lot of the church. And the logistics will be emailed out. They'll also be in Sunday's bulletin. But the two big things are just make sure you wear a mask even though you're in your car, and please don't get out of your car. And also, people had asked for bringing food. When you come to the church for communion, if you would like to bring food, we'll have a station outside that you can drop your food at. So if you'd like to bring any food donations for our collection, that would be a good time as well. As always, we have a regular week. Pastor will be here Wednesday night at 7:30 for night prayer. And Suzanne will be here Friday at 7 for her family devotion. And we will see you next Sunday at 10 a.m. for the 5th Sunday after Pentecost. We're getting into July here now. And communion at 1 o'clock. So I hope everybody's having a great week.